Plugging in your EV? What a waste of time. What if your car could charge itself while you're doing absolutely nothing? Yep, even your phone makes you try harder. Electric vehicle charging roads promise a future where your EV charges wirelessly, either while you drive over electrified lanes or while you park on an induction pad. There are two main approaches. Dynamic charging, like Electrion's pilot projects, delivers energy while the vehicle is moving. Static wireless charging, used in trials by companies like Fordham, charges the car when it's stopped. No plugs, no cables. Both technologies are still in early phases, but they're attracting interest because cities don't need to electrify every street. Even a few well-chosen corridors or parking areas could help reduce pressure on public charging stations. Fun fact, the first electric car was built in the 1830s by a Scottish inventor, Robert Anderson, using disposable batteries. It barely worked, but it launched the entire idea of electric transportation. Electric cars are the future, and wireless charging is one of the cooler ideas pushing us toward it. So, just how promising is wireless charging really? Watch till the end to find out. Let's evaluate EV charging using 5 boom or bust criteria. 1. Functionality and performance, 7 out of 10. Wireless charging can reach high efficiencies in controlled tests, especially static pads. Dynamic charging works but is more sensitive to speed, alignment, and installation quality. Real-world factors, weather, road wear, and coil misalignment, may affect performance, and only specially equipped vehicles can use the system. Static pads tend to be simpler and more consistent, though they still require compatible hardware installed in the vehicle. 2. Safety, risk, and resilience, 8 out of 10. The electromagnetic fields are well shielded and considered low risk. The challenge is durability. Embedded road electronics may require more maintenance, especially in harsh climates. Static pads face fewer environmental stresses than dynamic roads. Let's also keep in mind that wireless charging requires communication for billing and authentication, which could enable detailed vehicle tracking. Clear privacy policies would be needed before large-scale deployment. 3. Cost, sustainability, and resource use, 4 out of 10. American roads already need major repairs. Adding wireless charging would make them even more expensive to maintain. Dynamic charging lanes can be expensive, with some estimates reaching millions per mile.
The price tag for the project to ultimately cover 1 mile of road, just under $6 million, according to state officials, who say the cost will plummet as they expand and, in the next few years, license receivers to the public.
Vehicles also need special receivers that add cost and weight. Static pads are cheaper but still require onboard hardware and generally have slightly higher energy losses than plug-in charging. 4. Usability, adoption, and integration, 8 out of 10. The user experience is excellent. No plugging, no waiting. But large-scale adoption depends on shared standards, funding models, and drivers paying for added hardware. Without coordination, deployment is likely to remain limited to pilot programs in certain fleets. 5. Scalability and future potential, 6 out of 10. Charging roads may work well in targeted scenarios such as bus routes, delivery corridors, or high-traffic commuter areas. But expanding far beyond this raises concerns. Many cities already struggle to maintain regular road surfaces, and adding embedded electronics could make long-term upkeep more demanding. There's also a behavioral challenge. If only a few roads offer charging benefits, those routes could become congested, reducing the effectiveness of dynamic charging during peak hours. Static pads scale more easily but don't fundamentally reduce charging time. They simply remove the need for a cable. In addition, as fast charging improves or next-generation batteries emerge, the relative value of road-based systems may decrease. Conclusion: 33 out of 50, 66%. EV charging roads are ambitious and innovative. They offer clear convenience benefits and could reduce pressure on charging stations when used strategically. But at 33 out of 50, they fall into the promising but not a boom category. Costs remain high, hardware requirements limit adoption, long-term maintenance is uncertain, and both congestion and privacy concerns will need careful planning. A fascinating idea with real potential, but not the defining future of EVs. At least not yet. Like, subscribe, comment. Would you want a road like this in your city?